Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm your homie HerbMan. Coming here to bust you back upside the head with another hot banger. But please go tell somebody to go tell somebody. Your homie HerbMan is on, okay? Go let him know. He on. He on to something. He on to something. All right? We teach you how to heal yourself, and you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to the happiness and the wholeness and the wellness that you're looking for. You deserve it. And this is a free information station. You don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we pay attention here is by double tapping that screen, sharing the live, and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I'm going to work for mine. You do the same. Let's heal together. Let's heal together, all right? A lot of you guys have misunderstanding of religion and spirituality. Now, I know you've been surfing and you've been rolling through your TikTok and Instagrams and everybody's been talking about what this thing really is. Today you came to the right location. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach your ass the difference between the lie and the truth. Today. We're going to teach you the difference between the lie and the truth today. If you was ever interested in the truth, the truth, not a lie, but the truth. We're going to teach you today what the truth really is. We're going to teach you. And this is not an attack on the religion. What's happening? YouTubers, what's happening? TikTokers, I love you guys. This is not an attack on the religion. This is not a replacement belief system. This is simply remembering. I want you to remember. If you're here, put in the chat, I'm here. I'm present. I'm here, HerbMan, I'm present. Yes, it's 10:09. Yes, it's 7 o'clock in the morning in the Americas. But I am here. I'm present. I'm here. Thank you, YouTubers. Thank you, TikTokers. Thank you, guys. Before humanity had doctrines, before we named gods, before we assigned gender to divinity, I like to call it personification, spirituality already had existed. It was already here. Thank you, Keto. What's happening? Welcome to the show today. It was already here. It had already existed. When you didn't even know what it was already here. It had already existed. Spirituality did not begin as worship. Spirituality began as relationship. Thank you. Thank you for this word. It did not begin as worshiping anything. It was the fundamental basis of a relationship. And that relationship was with God. It was with nature. Original spirituality was not a vertical thing. Spirituality, when it first began, was horizontal. It was horizontal. It was horizontal. And I want to teach you what spirituality was before you believed in anything. Yes, sir. That boy said they're going in today. I got to. It's time. It's time. Early humans did not believe in nature. See, spirituality was an orientation. Remember orientation, knowing your position, knowing your surroundings. Spirituality was an orientation, not a faith. And the earlier humans did not believe in nature. They depended on it. When the sun came, they didn't have an alarm clock. They didn't set their alarm clock on their cell phone. The sun means wake up. It means work. The sun going down, it means rest. And that's what you forget. Your light bulbs and your little busy life overriding nature. Seasons meant migration, planting, storing. It didn't mean, oh girl, he was just there for a season. It didn't mean that. Animals taught us timing and alertness. Plants taught us medicine and nourishment. Weather taught us humility. Weather taught us adaptation. There was no such thing as faith. There was only attunement. It was only attunement. Attune. Universe. Alignment, melody, rhythm. See, back in the day, and even now, spiritual intelligence, if you want to talk about it, spiritual intelligence meant reading the sky. That's your owner's manual. Spiritual intelligence meant feeling the wind shift. Spiritual intelligence, when you knew God, is knowing when not to act and knowing when to wait. To be spiritual simply meant to be observant, not obedient. Oh my goodness. I know I'm gonna wreck some of you guys understanding, but we gotta teach the truth. There was no separation between the inner you and the outer you. There was no concept of sacred versus profane, spiritual versus physical, body versus soul. There was no separation. because the body was looked at as an instrument. Hunger was information. Fear was information. There were alarms. Fatigue was information. Desire was information. See, disconnection wasn't a sin. It was a survival risk that you're willing to take when you get out of line with nature, when you get out of line with God. When spirituality left the earth, it left a big void. This is when the shift from relationship to authority began to take place. And at some point, nature itself stopped being consulted in. At some point, authority began interrupting reality. And this happened when settlements replaced nomadic movement. This happened when control replaced adaptation. This happened when power required predictability. I'm teaching you something that is the best way you're going to understand why we at default. It's the best way you're going to understand it. And I don't know what else to say to you guys. If you guys see me looking away on YouTube and TikTok, please go somewhere, get situated, and get this information. When rules replace rhythm, we got off track. When doctrine replaced observation, we got off track. When hierarchy replaced reciprocity, we got off track. And this invention of the outside source, this is when divinity moved from around us. This is when divinity moved to above us. This is when divinity moved to outside of us. Oh man, and this created the dependency that you have. This shift created the guilt that you have. And I want to explain to you today why this is important to your health, your wealth, and everything else. Once meaning is outsourced, humans lose their internal compass. Thank you. And you need to know why nature is God. Because the four elements are asexual. They are immaculate conceptions that you have no authority over, my brothers and sisters. I want to say that one more time. Nature, aka God, is immaculate. It is asexual. The sun is birthed every day without a mama, without a father, or whatever you want to call it. The water is doing this thing. The air is doing this thing. The earth is doing this thing without an outside source. Nature is asexual. This is not denial of biology. This is the correction of projection. Nature uses polarity. It uses function. It uses balance. It uses cycles. But it doesn't use identity. You guys keep tapping. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes. I've seen so many people trying to explain this, and nobody is able to explain it the right way. The sun has never identified as a male. The earth has never identified as a female. The rain does not choose a role. Seasons do not argue with the hierarchy. Nature does not be, nature does. And when you add sex and gender and function to God, to nature, you're going to be lost. Because sex is a biological reproduction. Nature don't, it's immaculate, it's asexual. Gender is a cultural symbolism. Nature is a functional intelligence. And nature doesn't moralize form. It just simply responds to the conditions. How many of you understand what I'm saying? Thank you guys on YouTube. Everybody, they ready. Y'all ready for this, right? Are you ready for this? Nature doesn't care who you are. It just cares what you are doing to balance. God only wants to know what you're doing to balance. Reciprocity is when you give, I give. Reciprocity. When you do something, you get something back. That's reciprocity. And I want to talk to you today how gendered divinity distorted human spirituality. When divinity became gendered, when you put human personifications on nature. When divinity became gendered, then power entered. The rules got stricter. The roles got hardened. The hierarchies began to form. And then your bodies were controlled. Male and female symbolism, personification turned into dominance versus submission. Authority versus obedience. When you put male and female personifications on nature, then you came from worth versus worthiness. We got to learn this. I know this is a hard pill to follow. It's a hard pill to swallow. But I want you to know that nature will regulate you, but gender gods will always rule over you. And this shift in our understanding, this shift, because they looked at us and they saw how adored we were with nature. They said, oh, they gotta believe in something, they gotta have something, so let's replace all of nature and call it God. And so you're serving God up there, but you're not serving nature here. Then you're in the wrong. And this shift removes spirituality from sensation, and it placed it into ideology. And what I want to teach you guys today is what a real minister of God looks like. And I'm not perfect, but I'm gifted. And you can't take it away from me. Put in the chat, I'm not perfect, but I'm gifted. I'm not perfect, but I'm blessed. I'm not perfect, but I'm chosen. I'm trying to teach you the truth. And when you have this polarity, without identity, you're out of nature. Because how nature really works is that nature moves through expansion to contraction. Nature moves through heat to the cooling. Nature moves through the light to the dark. Nature moves through activity to rest. That's how nature moves. And you're so out of your nature, you're destined to die. And when nature moves like this, none of these require names, identities, or morality. Polarity is a movement, but it doesn't have the meaning. And human suffering increases when polarity becomes identity, when identity becomes conflict, when conflict becomes ideology. That's why I try to get you to breathe and reset. Try to get you to hum and reconnect. No gender, no belief, just nature, just movement. And the original spirituality, you guys, was sensory, sensation. The 5 senses of spiritual intelligence, where original spirituality was practiced through. You had sight. That's your light cycles. You had sound, which is your wind cycle. You had touch, which is your temperature cycle. You had smell. Y'all, you get what I'm trying to get you to see? You were observant. You was focused on the day and the night, the animals, and you was focused on, you wasn't learning from no Bible. And you want to know how they built the pyramids, you got to understand the senses. I told you 5, but remember the 360 senses equals the all-seeing eye. Because they understood back then that if your senses were calibrated properly, that's when you're spiritually aligned. That's when you know God. That's when life get easy. That's when everlasting life is a possibility. But the disconnection meant illness is sure to come. Disorientation is sure to come. Poor decisions is sure to be there. And this ain't punishment. You're out of alignment with God. You're out of alignment with God. And what we got to do, you guys, is ask ourselves the question. What we got to do is ask ourselves this question. It's the main question. How can we be so religious but feel so spiritually lost? And it ain't because you lacking belief. It's because you're lacking contact. You're yearning for that first contact. Somebody put in the chat, first contact. Somebody put in the chat, I want the first contact. You've been believing so long, but you haven't had the contact. Because modern life overrides your circadian rhythm. Thank you, guys. Modern life is removing your sensory calibration. Modern life is abstracting time, so you don't know really the real time in your life. Modern life is replacing environment with artificial intelligence. And I'm here to tell you that you've never lost spirituality. But what we did lose is the environment that sustains your spirituality. And so then religion came in to fill the gap. Somebody say, damn, boy. You could just put in the chat, damn, boy. Where you get this from? I got it from the bowels of my soul. So religion came in to fill that void, that gap. Religion started to emerge to replace the lost environment in your life. Religion emerged to create the meaning. Religion emerged to help regulate behavior, but in an artificial way. But I'm here to tell you that substitutes for this. There is no substitute for this. And what began as guidance became governance. When you have religion, religion will answer, what should I believe? But when you have true spirituality and understanding that it is your relationship with nature, that is your relationship with God, then nature doesn't answer anything, but nature asks a question. Religion is trying to answer your questions, but nature ain't trying to answer it. Nature gonna ask you a question. Nature says, what's happening to you right now, baby? Why are you in a rut? Why are you lacking when I have so much abundance? Why are you sick when you can heal? I created you to heal. Why are you broke when I have everything you need? Why are you lonely when I've created 8 billion people to look just like you? What's happening with you right now? What would you tell God? Religion trying to answer your questions, when God is trying to ask you a question. Which one you want? And when you look at how do we return back, how do we undergo Sankofa? How do we go back to God? How do we go back to our original? Then you got to understand that spirituality was used for regulation, not salvation. Spirituality was used for regulation, not to save you. The original spirituality did not speak on escaping or afterlife or redemption or reincarnation. The original spirituality, it sought out to balance you. It sought out for continuity. It sought out for coherence. You didn't need to be saved in the old time. You just needed to stay oriented. You needed to stay oriented, which means that you needed to stay knowing where you are. You can't get lost in this big world. Or who will find you? You got to know your navigation. You got to know your GPS. And the reconnection that we're teaching you today, it doesn't require belief. It requires environmental change. And I heard a young lady tell me the other day in the email that I understand now. It's time for me to change my environment. You need to get into an incubation system that is going to be able to support your idea of your life here. So that means that if you need more light, if you need more air, if you need more stillness, if you need more seasonal awareness, if you need less obstructions or less distractions or less abstractions, if it regulates you, it's spiritual. If it's don't, it's something else. Nature will regulate. guys, you don't need a new God. You don't need a new identity. You don't need permission for things. Yes, I see you, YouTube. Yes. You guys keep tapping, I'm going to keep talking. You don't need permission to do anything. We hear this all the time in religion. You need a relationship. Because nature ain't asking you who you worshiping, what do you believe in, what your identity is. It just simply asks, are you listening to nature? Are you listening to God? God speaks through nature. Are you listening? Are you responsive? Are you in rhythm? Wow. Wow. And we wonder why, right? We wonder why. But original spirituality wasn't about reaching the masses, wasn't about reaching something higher. It was about staying connected to what was already holding you. God has been holding you, and you have been reckless in understanding who God is. And you trying to find a God outside of nature. When God is supposed to be in nature, in you. The kingdom of heaven is in you. The kingdom of God is in you. Nature is in you because you come from nature. That's why they breathe breath in your lungs and you became a living soul. He made you from the dirt. You die and go back to the dirt. Why you put me in the dirt when I'm in a casket is because you got to go back from whence you came. You ain't going to the sky, you're going in the ground. But you can't appreciate the ground. You can't appreciate the leaves and the animals. You can't learn from observing. You need to learn from the book. Man can't learn from looking down where to go. You got to learn from looking around. You can't learn from looking down. You must learn from looking around. You cannot learn from looking down. You must learn from looking around. And this was spirituality before gods, before gender, before temples, before priests, before doctrines, before heaven was placed somewhere else. Spirituality has never been a belief. I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, it's your relationship. How is your relationship with nature? It's too hot outside. I don't want to go out there. It's too cold. I got to wear all of this. It's too this and too that. Early humans did not look up for meaning. They looked around. There was no intermediaries. There was no hierarchy. There was no separation between you and God, between you and nature. And when spirituality left nature, it reinvented itself and took control. When spirituality left nature, it invented control. Now you got to be told what to do when you knew what to do. Now you got to be told what it is when you knew what it is. Now you got to be told where you're going when you knew where you were going. So when you read about the Immaculate Conception, that's the life of God, not you. It took your mama to make you. It took your daddy to make you. The sun, the air, the earth, and the water is immaculate conceptions. The earth, nature, the universe, these are immaculate conceptions. They didn't need to. What you're reading about is nature. Oh, Lord have mercy. God formed itself. Nature formed itself. And it's the truth that'll change your whole perspective. It is the truth that should change everything about what you're understanding. I told you nature uses polarity, not identity. The sun and the soil are not male and female the way that we are thinking. They're just functions. The rivers and the waters don't identify. They just flow. The trees are not competing with each other for jobs and finances. They cooperate. The seasons ain't arguing with each other like you and your old lady. They just transition. Sex is biological. Gender is cultural. Nature, it just function, man. It just do its thing. That's God. God does his thing, man. Nature ain't trying to rule over you. It's just trying to help you regulate. It's trying to regulate you. God ain't trying to rule over you. It said, come in and sup with me and dine with me. That's a friend. It's not a ruler. Jesus, why are you there with the drunkards? Because I'm a friend, not a ruler. Jesus, why did you let Judas kill you when you knew he was? Because I'm a friend, not a ruler. I ain't stopping nothing. Nature doesn't rule, it's trying to regulate. And when you understand this, you understand the difference. And you understand the difference in what I'm teaching. Religious people and the religious authorities use gender to control bodies, to assign roles, to justify why man should be over woman. And I'm trying to teach you this without saying this stuff, okay? I'm trying to be politically correct in teaching you this without bashing nobody. Man shouldn't be over woman. That's a man-made thing. It separates humans from their basic instincts. You know this man don't even know how to get his own bills paid, but you finna let him manage your home, raise your family. He don't even know how to handle his own business because I'm just trying to be a good old Christian woman, man at the head. That ain't what nature said. That's what religion said. But nature has no gender required. Only move with nature. Only move and shift with nature. This is just how nature works. Again, it was practiced through your senses. And you have more than 5. You're going to need all 360 degrees to know who is the great deceiver. It said 99.9% of the people will be deceived by the great deceiver. That means that this guy gonna come in and act like they're God, or its entity will act like it's God, and 99.9% of you will be deceived. Because all you know God from is the Bible. Anybody can mimic that. Shit, that's how you make a movie. You give me the script, I can play the part. But I can't do the things. So it said that your things will be tried by fire. So it was a story in the Bible where people were coming and they said, okay, I did it. My God can do this. My God can do that. They said, okay, cool. I test all of your stuff. And the one that stands knows the real God. And people built things in all kinds of ways. And God sent weather. God sent all kinds of issues and all kinds of things. And it knocked over everybody's stuff but one. I know. When you're disconnected from God, when you're disconnected from nature, you don't need salvation, my brothers and sisters. You need reorientation. You need reorientation. And that's what the owner's manual is trying to do. That's all I'm simply. I know this stuff for myself. But I bump into people that don't know this. So life is still hard for me. So I have to teach it. We're not spiritually broken. We're environmentally severed. Dealing with this artificial time. Dealing with this indoor life. Dealing with this digital abstractions. You have been severed, been cut off, separated. And disconnection from nature creates the illusion that you're disconnected from meaning, but that's not true. I want to teach. I want to teach you today. I want to teach you that you don't need a new belief system. You don't need a mediator. I call this the experience because I want you to finally I want you to have contact. Contact with God. Somebody's sick right now listening to me. You just need contact. Somebody financially distraught right now. You just need contact. There's somebody feeling suicidal and homicidal and feeling alone and isolated. And I'm here to tell you, my brother and sister, you just need contact. Don't try to reach God. Look around you and have a relationship with life. I've done so much in my life, good and bad. But I still move forward. And people are like, he should be in jail or hell. I go outside every day, first thing in the morning. I work out outside. And you can say, oh, he's smoking, he drinking, he cussing, he fussing, and you say all of that, just like them folks used to say when I was in school. He be class clowning and all of this. I didn't fail a grade. He class clowning and he acting crazy all in class, and I passed everything. Because you're not seeing what I'm doing in the background. And you're jealous. You're jealous. And you feel intimidated because those little things, with all those other things, help regulate me to be better. You looking at social media to be better. I simply go outside and talk to the sky to be better. And you ain't never smoked, and you ain't never drank, and you ain't never did this and that. And you still further from God as you can possibly be. It's all on you. And you say, oh, you done did all this stuff, but that little thing keep me in the bosom of my mama. And I can always bounce back. And I know that I'm rolling through this thing without just simply my energy. I got somebody on the passenger side, somebody driving. There's only one footprints in the sand in my life. And when you return back to nature, you don't become spiritual. You remember that you always were. When you go back to nature, you don't become spiritual. You just remember you never left spirituality. I'm just teaching you what freed me. It doesn't make me perfect. I'm not the best motherfucker. I'm not the best husband. I'm not the best father. I'm not the best friend. I'm not the best cousin. I'm not the best brother. I'm not the best son. I'm not none of that. But I am in a relationship with something else greater in my life. And that nature is okay with my growing pains. But my children will leave me. My relationships will leave me. My parents will leave me. But nature has assured me that I'll love you through your growing pains. Ain't that what you're looking for? You can't find unconditional in creation. Unconditional comes from the Creator. And you get disappointed and you get disappointed and disappointed until you start looking at the outside around you. And then you start, okay, so I shouldn't emulate people. I should emulate nature. Nature loved the gays. Otherwise they'll all be dead. Nature loved the white folk. Otherwise, the egregiousness that y'all done did. So then why hate creation when the Creator is saying, emulate me, not them. Nature is saying, take your cues and your pointers, take your understandings and your principles from me, not other creation, not other men and women that wrote the books. You shouldn't have to read a book from another creation when your whole job is to write your own book about your experience. And you so busy reading about life instead of writing your life history in the record books of life. If you can go 5 minutes without your phone and with purpose, outdoors. I know it's cold. Take your ass outside and be cold. 5 minutes, freeze. And then go on back into your little warm home. Catch the cold. Experience winter. You can't experience winter with all them jackets and clothes on. That ain't winter. It's okay to be cold for about 5 minutes and then go on in there and warm up. It's okay to be hot as hell and sweat for 5 minutes, go on in there and cool off. It's okay to feel the rain for 5 minutes and go on in there and dry off. It's okay to feel God, feel nature. If anything that I've taught you, if it regulates you, you had a spiritual moment then. When the sun calms you, that was church. When the water keeps you at peace, that's church. When the earth can ground you, you had church. This is spirituality before God. Spirituality before gender. We looked around at the animals to see what to eat. I'm telling you, man. That's why them people built them pyramids. That's why you still don't understand what they did and how they did it. Because they were one with nature. They were spirituality. And they took that and created religion. You want to know how they built that pyramid? Just get one with the earth and watch the building blocks of your life. You want to know why the Sphinx has a woman's head and a lion's body? Anybody wants to know this, put one in the chat. You want to know why that Sphinx has a woman's head and a lion body? Anybody want to know? If you've ever been to Egypt, if you've never been to Egypt, but you're just infatuated with this Sphinx. Oh, a woman's head on a lion's body. Being in tune with nature, you'll know the seasons. In the time of Jesus, it was the Piscean age. And the Piscean age was an image of two fish. So that's why Jesus and the 12 disciples were fisher of men. Pisces also means the spiritual age of humanity. The Sphinx with a woman's head and a lion's body. What sign comes after Leo the lion? What is the next sign that comes after Leo? Anybody know? You got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, the woman. The Sphinx is teaching you seasons, transitioning, ages, transitioning. They knew from nature that we're transitioning from the lion age to the woman's to the Virgo age. So we will create a monument to nature, out of nature, an appreciation for this spirituality. Thank you, nature, for this. That's what the Sphinx means. The Sphinx means a transitioning from Leo age to the Virgoing age. That's all. And all of the stuff they ever done was out of their spiritual relationship with the four elements: light, wind, water, and earth. And they understood that these four elements created their life. Remember? You were made from the dust, earth. Breathe life. Breathe air into your lungs, wind. All you needed next was the fire, the light, the sun, and the water. Then they say, oh, y'all are worshiping trees. And back then, they was worshiping animals. And back then, I heard all this stuff coming up. My family have been devout Christians forever. So they don't believe shit stank but Jesus, right? They don't believe nothing they don't believe shit stank but Jesus. So you can't tell them nothing. But I got to thinking. And I never really got to thinking until I got into this understanding. Go back to the Bible. Go back to what you know and put the pieces of the puzzle together. And it doesn't mean that the Bible is wrong. It means that you're reading it and you're teaching it from the wrong viewpoint, vantage point. How did they knew it was going to flood? They knew the seasons. They knew nature. They asked for rain. Why did the Indians do the rain dance? They ain't asking God for rain. They stomping on earth. Doing the dances. That rhythm on the earth is a heartbeat drum to mama. It's dry up here, mama. You thinking about the yeah, that's a sound, vibration. But what about the feet? Sending the same vibration. The Indians do it, the Africans do it, then who they talking to? Because they don't believe in the same thing you do. So then who they talking to? Nature. Come on, boogie down. That's elementary question. Okay, that's an elementary question. I'm not an elementary school teacher. Okay? If you are the beginner, then you need to subscribe and do the research. And you can answer your own question. Because I just answered that. There's no such thing as a man named Jesus. There's no such thing as a man named Jesus. But there is such thing as a principle named Jesus. Boogie down clown. There is a such thing as a principle named Jesus. And when you get that, you got it, and you'll be good. I just told you nature is asexual. You don't have to create nature. Boogie D clown. And when you start doing your research, you'll realize who put the fish in the water. When water was created, nobody dug a hole and put the oceans down. And then not only do you dug a hole to put the water down, then who gonna put the fish in there? Asexual, immaculate conception, fish. Go do your research. Fish are still capable. The only person that requires something is a mammal, and a mammal is AKA mama. You need a mama. Mammals need mamas. But if you just do your simple research on asexual reproduction in the fish kingdom, you'll see that this shit still is existing. So yes, we couldn't put them fish all in that water. So who did it? Look, when I sleep with my old lady, all I did was release. How many times, my brother, have you released that you ain't got all them? You released more than the 10 children you got. You have released in women more than the one child you got. Why you ain't got all the children from all the releases? because there's something going on in you that you can't control other than outside of that release. You can't make her have one baby. You can't make her have twins. All you can do is be in your nature and release. So then what's controlling it? All she can do is eat and work and just go about her life. She can't do nothing about the cell splitting and the baby formulating. It doesn't happen just because. Just because you have sex don't mean you got to have a baby. Just because you nutted don't mean that you're going to have a baby. So then what is doing this? So that boogie down clown, that's the answer. You have no control over what you really think you got control over. Nature is asexual. It is already functional. It already knows. It's already an intelligence. Look at all these trees. All these trees on the planet. Who planted the seeds? Who planted all these goddamn seeds for these trees? You riding down the highway right now, listening to me laughing like a mother. That boy know he country here, but he's still good. I know. I'm gonna stay me. But who planted all them goddamn trees on the side of your highway? Who planted them seeds? Nature is asexual. God is what you're reading. God is the Immaculate Conception. God didn't require intercourse. Nature didn't require you intercourse, but you require nature. When I was coming up, there was apple trees and blackberries on the side of the road. You know, we go by the side of the road, we just picking shit, putting it in the shirt. Man, grandma gonna make a blackberry pie tonight. Grandma gonna make an apple pie tonight. Grandma gonna make a peach pie tonight. We gonna have a peach pie. Hey, grandma gonna make who planted these things? Nature was asexual, my brother and sisters. When you're reading the Bible, it's talking to you about God, not people. And it's teaching you the principles of God. It's not teaching you about people. That's spirituality. That's really knowing God. And knowing nature, knowing God don't make you better than nobody, don't make you more special, don't make you gonna be more richer. Trust me. This knowledge doesn't make me nothing. It just makes me know. Book it down. You need to go to church if you're looking for counseling, my brother. Okay? Book it down, clown, on my YouTube. Go to your pastor, man, and let him teach you that way. Okay? Don't come on my page if you don't understand, okay? If you want to know if Jesus is the way, church will teach you that way, Boogie D. Okay? You said, I thought Jesus was the way. Yeah, then keep going to church. Keep going to church. But what you're not listening to, Boogie D and all of you guys, is I said Jesus is the principle. Can a principle be the way? Yes. But fuck the person. Get the principle. Hell is you talking about? The principle is the way. But if you keep thinking that that's a person, man, you're disrespecting nature. God created all this shit, including your Jesus. Why you just can't give God the glory? Because you see Jesus as a white man or a man, period, and you're using these roles and genders and skin colors for you to dominate other people on the planet. That ain't God. Boogie D. So you want to believe in Jesus so your girl can submit to you and your man can be the head, and that ain't God, my dog. Boogie D, listening to me, man. These are principles, not people. So now you say, oh, Jesus was a man and he was a son and he was this, so man must be the head. That's where your ass got it wrong at. Because they ain't people, they're principles that can get into a woman and a man. They can get into a boy and a girl. They can come into an Indian and an African. And that's why folks don't believe in Jesus, because you put skin color and you put hair color and you put region and you put location and you put gender on God. And I'm trying to break you. You've been listening and reading about Jesus your whole life. And you're dying by the dozens, by the millions. You've been listening to this story, but you've been ignoring the ground you walk on, the air that makes you breathe. You've been ignoring the light from the sun that keeps you warm. You've been ignoring the water that keeps you cleansed. And you've been so focused on outside God. When it says that no man has seen God at any time, but it's how you treat your brother and sister, how you treat creation. That is the identifier that you know God. Principles, not people. Somebody put that in the chat real quick. Principles, not people. Come on, Boogie D. Put it in the chat. Principles, not people. And I promise you that when you go back and read and then start to see these people as principles, you'll be illuminated after the first page. You wouldn't even have to read it long. Listen to me, man. If you guys went back and read the Bible again and looked at every person, everything as principles and not people, you'll get it off the first page. You'll get it off the first page. When you start reading and you realize that these ain't people, Adam ain't a person, Eve ain't a person, these are principles. So now the study comes in. Study to show thyself approved. If you just see these people as people, it's easy. It's a history book. It's, oh, okay. But if you do principles, you got to go deeper in your researchery. Study to show thyself approved. They are principles. Adam is a principle. Eve is a principle. God resting for 6 days, making the world for 6 days and resting on the 7 is a principle. That shit ain't true. Who the fuck knows that he rested on 7? Who the hell is there to tell the story? Who was there with God to write this stuff? It said the Bible was written by men who were inspired by God. Yes. In the first page, before you even get to scriptures and get to the table of contents, it says the Bible was written by men who were inspired by God. So that lets you know it's an inspirational thing for you to understand principles of life, not the people. There's never been a Noah. There's never been a Noah, you guys. There's never been a great flood. You say, how you know it ain't never been a great flood? Who lived to tell it? How you know it's never been a Noah? It was just Noah and his family. The other people were animals. So who wrote about Noah? The flood is the flood of emotions. The deluge is the root word of delusion. It's when your eyes are covered with waters. Now the waters in this particular thing is not necessarily actual water. It's when you can't see clear. The deluge is when the people couldn't see clear. The flood is when people were flooded with emotions. And so the Greeks called this the Pandora's box. And when you start looking at all these stories, you realize that this shit ain't true. So, but it's connected. So then what is the meaning of it? And you'll find principle, not people. You'll find that they are teaching us principles. Ain't never been no fucking Pandora box. But we can get flooded with emotions and we can go through the deluge where we're so delusional, just like now, and you can't tell real from fake. Is this not the flood? Is this not the flood? Come on, man. This is what the Bible is telling you. You look at, I'm going to tell you the biggest thing that's wrong with people. We read the Bible from a, have you ever read it from the writer's perspective? Have you ever put yourself in their shoes to understand that they were talking about their time, not yours? But now, more than that, you can start now looking at the principles. They're teaching you that people can get flooded with emotions. The humanity can get flooded with emotions. And when we get flooded with emotions, it can seem like the end of the world. And in that flood of emotions, you're going to be, your little life, your little body is the boat, is the ark, is, you see? And what you have to learn is how to steady that boat in the flood of life. What you got to learn is how to make peace be still in the tumultuous times of life. So it's not telling you that a flood gonna come from the goddamn waters raising. It's telling you that a flood is gonna come from emotions raising in the human species. Because it already happened before, it'll happen again in the humanity. Not from nature will never kill you, but you will kill each other. I'm trying to teach them out tonight. I'm trying my best to teach y'all the truth. I ain't no goddamn Unc 607. So if you come here for that, go to him for that. I'm not no Jamal whoever. Go to him for that. I'm not young Pharaoh. Go to him for that. I'm not Yaki. Go to him for that. The truth hurts, but I'm not scared to hurt you more than I'm afraid to keep you in prison. A lot of people are afraid to hurt you, so you stay locked in the prison of thought. But I'm more afraid of leaving you in prison than I am of hurting you. And if I gotta hurt you to set you free, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm more afraid of, did you free them? Moses, let my people go. And there were plenty of people that came to Moses and were like, you causing problems. These folk beating us worse now because your ass trying to get, just like they did Malcolm, Martin Luther King. When you're trying to do right, folks, ooh, you causing problems for us. But I'd rather hurt you and free you than let you live in peace in prison. Yes, there's a point to reading the Bible, Boogie D. I'm only going to get mad at you if you're not listening. I've already explained everything you need to know about the Bible, brother. Okay? You need to read about the principles, and you need to read it in the principle format. Okay? So yes, read the Bible, but read it for know that every character, everything, Noah, Moses, Jesus, there's no grave for now one of these people. Now you over there in Egypt, digging up tombs from thousands of years ago before Christ. And then where he grave? What Peter grave? What James grave at? What Ecclesiastical Solomon was a great man. Where his grave at? And because these are not people, they are principles. So read it for the principles. Now go back to it. I want everybody to go back and read the Bible and now start to see what is the principle of Adam. The beginner of life. Adam's begin life. What's the principle of Eve? Christmas Eve comes before Christmas Day. New Year's Eve comes before New Year's Day. Eve was first, not second. The eve, the evening, Eve, Evening. Eve, the evening comes before the day. Principles. Now they flip that. So you think the day comes before the evening, and that's fine because in your 24-hour clock you see day, night, or do you see night and day? It's all about perspective. But nonetheless, it's a principle. It said that I don't want to see man alone. So let's make him a help meet. That wasn't M-E-A-T, help eat something to help get some meat. It was M-E-E-T. Well, what helps meat? Day is 24 hours and night help meets day and take on the other 12 hours. I don't want it to be day all day. So I'll create the evening. God understood, nature understood that I needed polarity in order to incubate, to keep the asexual reproduction going. Nature knew that I needed the opposition in order to create the incubation. If it's day all the day, then it's going to burn down some of the shit that we created. But the night cools, brings the dew, brings the moisture, the humidity, brings the fluctuation just good enough for everything to keep spawning without them having to do anything. I'm teaching y'all this stuff, man, but I didn't come on here to do this. I just came on here to tell you that we have the remedies for you. We have everything you need. And I can't facilitate the world. I'm already too busy. But if I can unlock something in you, if I can unblock something in you, so that you can help spread the truth. That's what I'm trying to do. If you need anything from me, you guys know what to do. Y'all can text me, DM me, do whatever, email me, call me, do whatever you got to do, you guys, all right? If you need any products, we have them on the website. Go there, search, see what you like. If you're looking for direction, if you're looking to get back in tune with nature, that's the owner's manual. Okay, that's the owner's manual. If you're looking for anything outside of that, then we have all the other herbs that typical people will have, but understand that we design our stuff from this knowledge. I'm not copying Dr. Saban. I ain't copying Dr. Laila Africa. I ain't copying Phyllis Light. I ain't copying Rosemary Gladstone. I know all these people. I got all the books. Nothing beats the gift. The gift doesn't come from reading books. The gift comes from God. It comes from nature. I was made, created for this. I'm not going to be a copycat or a carbon copy of anything. I'm going to be the first HerbMan. And I'm going to live and die on this information. And my children will eat off of this for generations. Just simply being true to your nature. I went to nature for this information. I suffered and sacrificed and lost and questioned for this information. This ain't something you can go study overnight. This is life that gives you this. People say, well, what books you read? It ain't about a book I read. How long do you need to study to do this? It's your life that brings you into this. And like I said, just because I know this don't mean that everything will be good for me, because I bump into people and I integrate and have relationships with folks that don't know this information. So it's going to make life still hard for me, and it makes life still human for me. And I'm appreciative of that. Because with this knowledge, yeah, you can be over here talking about your God. But that's why I like the principle of Paul. Paul had an eye issue as well. If y'all don't know, I've been stabbed in this eye. And I look at my imperfections. Ugly feet, bad skin, crooked teeth, one eye. I still had the best of women, the best of experiences. This stuff has never stopped me from feeling loved or gifted or blessed. But you ask, God, can you remove the thorn? And let me be whole again. I'm teaching, boy. I'm doing what you say. Paul said, I'd rather be with you. And God told him that I'd rather you be there. It's a principle. You can have a perfect word without a perfect life. It's a principle. You can do major things without being a major figure. It's a principle. And I've seen that I've been in 5 countries. I've been all over the world. I've had models and I've done all the things that you want to do in life. And I didn't have to be an actor or artist. I didn't have to sell my soul. I didn't have to do nothing but be me. I've been in Thailand on the beach, butt naked, with a pina colada, without having to sign a deal to do it. Regular, but irregular. I'm telling you, you can do this. right where you are right now. You sick as hell. You can heal. I know. I'm stage 5. I feel so weak. I feel like I'm about to die, man. It can change overnight. If you change, it'll change. Bro, I'm so broke, boy, I'm about to go to the store and bust the motherfucker upside the head. So I ain't had nobody to stop me. So I went and busted the motherfucker upside the head. I ain't had nobody to tell me this stuff. So I just had to work through it and deal with it. But I'm telling you that you don't have to rob the store. If you just be patient a little bit more, be still. Watch your breakthrough come through, my brother. You don't have to rob that person. You don't got to hurt that man. You don't got to take penitentiary chances, my brother. I know, nigga, I know you need to pay this shit in a minute. I know them folks finna come try to bust your head. But I'm telling you, just be still, be quiet, and watch the idea come. Watch the right thing come to you. But when you panicking, you struggling, yeah, you in. Man, do you know how many friends I went to before I did my headbanger boogie? They couldn't stop me, and I couldn't stop myself. But nature, God said, boy, I know you. You ain't no penitentiary nigga. Now, I'm going to send you down now because you need to learn. Me more, me better. But you also need to learn the value of isolation and quietness and stillness so that you can get familiar with how I sound. So I started hearing God through the ocean, being locked up in the Navy, sitting on the back of the boat while everybody else was leaving. I started to hear God's voice through the ocean water. That's what isolation and being locked down in the Navy got me. Being in prison, I started to realize how God can speak through the walls, through the concrete, through that little slit. You look out that slit good enough, long enough, He'll speak to you through the sun, through the clouds, and through that good day you sent. Yeah, man, I wish I would be out there. So it's like a good day. Shut up and listen. Your suffering is the opportunity for transformation. I'm simply saying, stop running toward your work to make you feel better. Stop running toward people to make you feel better. Stop running toward medications and inorganic things to make you feel better. And start rekindling your relationship with outside. You can do it. Somebody put you can do it in the chat. And I'm going to get up out of here, you guys. If you guys are interested in anything that we said here today, any of our service or products, please DM us. Someone will get in contact with you. It's that easy. It's that easy, Campbell. It's that easy, Campbell. You can do it. You can do it. Sheila, I love that you said we, baby. But Sheila, I want you to personalize it. Personalize it. Personalize it. You can do it. You can do it. Winter Seasons. You can do it. Don't ask me about no album in the background. These folks don't pay me. I don't pay them folk either. Yes, it is a great tune. That's why I use it. But don't interrupt the spirit, brother. The music is everything. Oh, you're supposed to be. What the artist is, that means that you are out of alignment. If you come here and you in this thing, and I just want to know what the artist is. don't know how to serve God even if you could. If he came down in front of your face, we're so distracted. You're so distracted. And I'm going to tell you why they distract us, and I'm going to let y'all go. You scared to die. Y'all scared to die. Y'all scared to die, man. You're scared to die. So what folks say is, yes, death is very depressing. So to know that the end of what you're doing, you're going to leave here, let's distract them and let's make them work and let's keep them busy. We don't want them to just keep focusing on that. They won't do shit. Because once you realize life and death, you realize that everything in between is meaningless. But they distract you with the meaningless shit so that you don't see the end result of you entering into this matrix. Because if you enter into this matrix and the end of it is death, that's bullshit. I don't want to do nothing then. So we can't have a bunch of folks that don't want to do nothing. So let's distract them. And let's give them false sense of meaning and a false sense of reason. Why you think the Bible is there? Boogie D. Why you think they told you that he went down to hell and get the keys of death? Why you think I'm teaching you everlasting? So that you can get back into focus with what's real. You killing yourself at work to die faster. You killing yourself at these drive-thrus and this fast food to die faster? Or can we focus on that without the meaninglessness and say, okay, this is my biggest challenge, is to end this experience in heaven, in nature. But this man just told me that I'm of the sun, I'm of the water, I'm of the air, and I'm of the earth. Well, those four things are eternal. They don't die. So if you're made of eternal things and your cells are reproducing all the time to get you from a little cell to the grown up you are today, do I really die? Are these people trying to really kill me? I'm everlasting. I'm abundant. I'm everlasting. I'm abundant. I'm an angel. I'm a descendant of an eternal thing that can never die. So now work, you can't imprison me. So now grocery store, you can't get it. Now restaurant, you can't get me. Now girl, you can't get me. I understand what bro's saying now. Ain't no reincarnation and all that shit. Come on, man. Stop the woo-woo. That's why can't nobody get it, because we'll keep doing this stuff. What's reincarnated? Have you seen Jesus again? Have you seen King Tut come back? Have you seen King Joseph come back? Have you seen Akhenaten come back? There's no reincarnating, you guys, man. This is your fucking one chance. That's why Eminem wrote that song. You got one shot. And if you did get reincarnated, you ain't gonna know, we ain't gonna know. So is it really reincarnation if you never know? You gonna look different, be different, sound different. So you ain't gonna know you reincarnated, they ain't gonna know. So then where do we get this from if we don't know? It's what keeps us from understanding. You don't have to be reincarnated because you will never die. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. You don't have to believe in reincarnation, believe in incarnation. Do you believe in incarnation? then focus on that day by day. Focus on your one shot of being here and focus on you understanding that this is your shot to get it. Stop allowing them to get us with these bullshit. When I hear reincarnation, that's why I said I ain't sit so saying, no, I'm not a crackhead turn anything. I'm not up in I'm not up in woo land. Okay? These people are regurgitating up other people's philosophy. I want you to have your own experience in heaven, your own experience with God. That's what you're here for. You need to know daddy. You need to know mama too. You are my brother and sister. You can't know mama them through me. You got to go in there and apologize. You got to go in there and make better. You got to talk to mama. Man, fuck mama them, man. Mama them got me out here. Your life bad. This shit fucked up out here, man. Fuck God. Fuck this shit. Okay then. You'll never find a way out. Death is imminent. I'm saying, bro, mama them here. This shit real. And you talking up there. When mama them right around you. Mama them like, who he talking to? You say God. Oh, Lord. Another one of my children that has lost reception. I'm through, man. I love you guys. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time. Love HerbMan. If I never see y'all again, if I never ever see y'all again, I love you. Peace. 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 Thank you guys for the 100K. Peace.